Hey guys, how's it going? It's James here. You're watching 30 Minute Gamer. So today we're going to talk about the Xbox 360. I get questions now and again as to why I'm still using these ancient consoles in a modern world, because here it is 2018 and I'm still rocking some of the older consoles, which don't get me wrong, I love the new ones as well. I've got my PS4 and my PC will play some modern games. So, I'm not missing out on the new games, but I do enjoy the older stuff. So, I thought we'd have a little chat about the Xbox 360. So, the 360 came out way back in 2005, and I didn't actually get one till quite a bit later, because I kept hearing about, the Red Ring of Death, and there was a guy I was working with back in Scotland, and he went through two 360s, and I kept hearing about these horror stories, and as much as I was impressed by the things I was seeing the 360 do, the Call of Duties that were coming out and things like that, I was impressed by them, but I thought, well, that console could be more of a headache though, because if I get them, I was playing a lot of games back in the day. I was able to spend hours and hours at a time. Well, not so much these days, but back then, yeah, I could commit more time to them. And I thought, well, if I'm putting these consoles under strain and then they're just failing because of the heat problems, then that was something I didn't want to deal with. I had my PlayStation 2 still when this came out, and I was having fun with that. Same with the GameCube as well. So I didn't feel as though I was missing out right away. But when I eventually did get on the Xbox 360 train, picked up the 360S model, which was the kind of redesigned one. It had the built-in Wi-Fi and things like that, and HDMI obviously. So that was the one I went for, and I was not disappointed. The 360 was everything I wanted it to be, and I had a ton of fun with it. And that one, eventually I moved on and get rid of that one. But then, as with most things like that, I kind of, a week or so after I sold it, it's like the seller's remorse, it's like, kind of missed that. So eventually I did get my way around to getting another 360S, just to get back onto some of the franchises that I just had missed out on. And so I love playing, the Forzas, the Halos, the Fables, and the Gears series, and there's a ton of other games I have on there through the Xbox store. So absolutely love it. So much so that I had to buy a second 360 for our house, because the kids were getting in the action as well, playing the Lego Dimensions, things like that. So I would be wanting to play, the Gears or the Halos and stuff, things that aren't really appropriate for younger kids. So we bought them a 360E, which was the last model that came out, which I know doesn't get as much love as the S, mainly I think because of the styling of it. It doesn't look the best, but the kids don't care, and I don't really care either, to be honest, because it does everything that they want. And I'll be honest, when I'm playing like the original Xbox games, which I've got a bunch of those, one in particular is the Outrun Coast to Coast. I like that, play a lot of it. It's usually when I want a quick game or something, I'll throw that in. On the S model, there is some slowdown and some stuttering with the gameplay, which I don't get that on the E model. So I don't know, obviously there's some different architecture or something in the E that helps it run them a little better. So usually if I want to get my OG Xbox fixed, then I'm kicking the kids off the E now and again, just to get some fun with that. And one of the other things as well though, with the 360s, are the apps that are on it. We've got a Roku and things like that at home, but if I'm down in the man cave and I'm putting on the Xbox, I've got Plex on there, there's Hulu, there's Netflix, we've got them all linked up to our accounts, so, I don't have to have multiple devices, for, watching Netflix or Hulu, and having Plex on there is real nice as well, just to stream my own personal movies around the house. So it's, you know, the apps and things. I don't have a 4K TV or anything, so when that's just streaming the HD content, it looks just as good as my Roku or things like that. I've no complaints. So, you know, if you're looking for, you know, if you want to get into gaming or something, or if you just want to pick up an older console, then the 360 is a really good option. I mean, granted, the Microsoft discontinued it back in 2016, but you know, if you walk into a GameStop or you know, any kind of game store, the choice of games is staggering. You know, there's a huge back catalogue. A ton of the games can be picked up real cheap, which is why I'm still kind of sticking around, because I'm kind of cheap with games sometimes. But you know, they're quality games, and you know, the fact that you can also add in like a USB hard drive if you want. You know, you can run the games off the hard drive too. So I've filled up my 360S. Came with a 250 gig hard drive, and then I got a terabyte external drive, and just put that in, it formatted, and it used up the full capacity as well. It wasn't limiting it to chunks as they used to do. I think they were limited to like 4 gig, I think, or 8 gig, something like that. So I don't have that problem with this drive. I put it in, it just formatted it, and then it just worked. You know, there was no putzing. So I didn't have to worry about buying a new internal hard drive or things like that. It's just you plug it in and we're good to go. The E model that we got, that came with a 500 gig hard drive, and with that being the kids console, pretty much, I don't feel the need to put anything larger in there, or put in the a USB external drive or something like that for them, because other than the Lego Dimensions and some Disney Infinity, they don't put a whole lot of anything else on there. Although Lego Dimensions is starting to fill the hard drive though, because when you buy all those add-on packs and things like that, the DLC really mounts up. So I might have to look at something in the future, because we still have a few packs to get on there, even although that's been discontinued as well. We still have some packs to get on there. So what else for the 360? The first party games, obviously I mentioned, there's just some fantastic titles that's worth the price of admission alone. But even some of the multi-platform games, you know, your Call of Duties, things like that, they just, I don't know, I play the PlayStation 3 a lot, I play a lot of the 360, and for some reason the Call of Duties just feel better on the 360. I don't know why. I mean, they look pretty much identical between the PS3 and the 360, but I don't know if it's just the controls just seem a little bit better. So maybe it's just my mind playing tricks, who knows. But I really enjoy it on the 360. And then there's the backwards compatibility thing. Again, I haven't had an original OG Xbox in years, but I do have several games for it here. And you know, Crimson Skies being one of them. I bought that in the store just to get a Crimson Skies fix. As you may have saw with the video I threw up on the channel, I really love that game, so I was happy to get that and play that. But you know, usually when I'm in the game, we've got a local game store here, kind of independent. When I go in there, usually I'll just break my phone out if I want a Xbox game, and just make sure it's on the compatibility list so that I don't get any nasty surprises when I get home. But it's just real nice that it just expands the library again without having to buy another console. So yeah, so that's why I'm still sticking with the 360. Will I get an Xbox One? I mean, as I mentioned in is the Xbox One X worth it? It's getting more of an enticing proposition. I don't think I'll still get a Pro. Xbox One X. I don't think I'm getting a PS4 Pro either. But the Xbox One X is still not something I feel I need. I mean, it does look fantastic, though. Don't get me wrong. It's excellent bit of hardware, and the size of the box is just an amazing engineering feat that they managed to cram all that tech in there. But again, it's still not something I feel I need. So, but the Xbox One S, you know, the price has dropped, and now that they're kind of pay-to-play services kind of taken off as well. Yeah, that seems to be, you know, $10 a month or something, and they're doing the first party games from here going forward are going to be on there day one. So that, you know, you could spend $60 in the game brand new, or get it on their Game Pass service for, you know, the $10 a month. It seems like a really good deal to me. So you know, I'm not out to get one right away, but you know, as the prices are still coming down, and when that service starts taking off, which is at that price, I think it's gonna, and not to mention games with gold as well. You know, I have my live subscription, and you get the couple of games every month which are still on the 360, and you also get games for your Xbox One. So the games on that service do seem to be a bit better than what I'm getting with the PlayStation Plus service. Again, PlayStation Plus is good, but some of the games, they seem to focus more on the indie games, and I get it, they can't have AAA games there every month, but I don't remember the last AAA game I got on there that I was actually psyched about getting. Some of the indie games I got, I did enjoy them, you know. I was surprised. I did like some of the ones, you know, so I guess it's good that it's introducing me to some games that I might have just passed by because, you know, just not that interested in them. So we've found some good stuff, but I still think the games with gold seems to be just a little bit of a better proposition. And now that you can get, you know, the Xbox One games and the 360, and the especially with the backwards compatibility, every game it seems they're putting up for the 360 will work on the Xbox One as well, which it's not the case with the PlayStation service, because when I get games on the PS3, they're not going to play on my PS4, so that's, you know, again, I knew that was part of the deal, but and I have the PS4 and the PS3 anyway, but it'd be nice to have the option just to play it in the 4, so that's my thoughts on the Xbox 360, why I'm still using it. It is, as I said, if you're just looking to get some a cheaper console and you're not ready to spend a couple $100, then I'd recommend the 360, the S or the E. The old school white ones, it's hard to tell when you just take one out of the box. There's several generations of them. They were doing some chipset changes and things like that, so it's, you know, you can tell obviously if it has an HDMI port, then it's one of the newer ones, but it's still, there were several iterations on that model as well with HDMI, so I've never owned one of those, and I just jumped straight in at the S model. I've never had, with my two S's, never had any problems. There was never any glitches or you know, shutdowns or things like that, or lockups. They've been solid for me, so I could happily recommend that, because if you get as lucky as I have been, then, you know, it's going to last you a while, I would hope. So well, that's just about all I want to talk about here today anyway in the 360. I will, if you're a PlayStation fanboy, like, I'm not a real fanboy as such, you know, I'm kind of agnostic with my platforms, I'll be putting a similar video up probably for the PS3 as well, because again, it's in the same boat as the Xbox 360, you know. People ask me, you know, why I'm still rocking the PS3 as well, and I have way more games on the PS3 than I do with the 360, so yeah, stay tuned for that one. We'll get that up in a couple of weeks as well, just to make everyone happy. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, you know, if you want to you know, throw comments in, let me know what your thoughts are on the Xbox 360, or if you think I'm wasting my time and should move on. I don't think you're going to change my mind, but, you know, it's all good, and I love talking about games. Obviously, you can tell we're just going on to 15 minutes here of me rambling about the 360 and why I like it. So yeah, leave some comments, hit me up there, and we can keep the conversation going. And as always as well, if you want to like the video, or if you don't like it, you know, throw some constructive criticism in as well if you want to see something different. So you guys take care, have a good one, and keep on gaming. Bye.